"Sit out in the rain," Mom said. "You'll embarrass Marcus." Then the CEO spotted my husband. My sister didn't simply spill a glass of expensive red wine over my ivory silk gown. She stared straight into my eyes and informed the security staff that staff members weren't permitted to shed tears in front of the attendees. The liquid spread across my torso like a fresh injury revealing itself. I sensed the chill penetrating my fabric to my skin, but what truly froze me wasn't the cold. It was my mother's expression reflected in the glass door behind Chloe. She witnessed it all. She observed her younger daughter being degraded at her older daughter's wedding reception, and then she simply turned and returned to the champagne table. My fingers began trembling, not from shame, but from fury. As the deep red wine absorbed into my gown, I glanced beyond Chloe's triumphant grin and noticed my husband's dark SUV arriving at the valet area, and I realized that in just 1 minute, my family's whole existence was about to collapse completely, not due to him, but because of me. My name is Nora Whitfield. I'm 34 years old, and I'm a soil scientist. This is the tale of how I finally emerged from obscurity. Throughout much of my life, I've been the overlooked daughter, the one who lingered in the shadows while my elder sister Chloe captured every bit of my parents' focus, as if it was her rightful due. I pass my days in laboratories and plant nurseries, working out ways to nourish a world that's depleting its resources. It's peaceful work, modest work. To my parents, Frank and Diane, it represented a profound, searing source of disgrace. Chloe wed a man called Marcus Kellner, a senior vice president at Agro Global, one of the biggest agricultural corporations globally. Marcus owned a vehicle worth more than my full postgraduate studies and sported timepieces that could finance a medical facility. My parents regarded him as nobility on a visit. In contrast, there was my husband, Ethan. I encountered Ethan at a seed conference in a dusty convention center in Iowa. He was dressed in plaid shirt and sturdy boots, discussing sustainable agriculture with a fervor that made the rest of the crowd fade away from me. To my family, Ethan was merely the laborer. When I initially introduced him home 3 years back, my mother didn't even suggest he take a seat. She inquired if he'd remembered to clean the dirt off his boots before entering on her carpet. What my family remained unaware of, what I'd intentionally kept secret from them, was that Ethan didn't merely labor on a farm. He was the owner of Ridgecrest Industries. The properties, the innovations, the distribution networks that Marcus's firm depended on for profitability. Ethan's wealth reached 9 figures, yet he preferred repairing machinery personally over attending executive meetings. And myself, I wasn't simply a basic researcher. I served as the chief scientific officer of our company. Together, we formed the unseen leaders of the sector. We maintained secrecy because Ethan repeatedly expressed the same view. "Nora, if they don't value you when they believe you're struggling, they don't merit knowing you when you're influential." I concurred, but honestly, it was becoming increasingly difficult to remain quiet. The wedding invitation for Chloe arrived 6 months prior. A lavish $200,000 formal affair at a seaside mansion with views of the Pacific. My invite included a personal note from my mother. "Please ensure Ethan dons attire that doesn't carry the scent of fields. Important guests will be present." 1 month prior to the event, the issues began surfacing. My father phoned, his tone filled with anxiety. No greeting, no inquiry about my well-being, directly to the request. "Nora, the location is at risk of cancellation. Marcus's funds are locked, and we're short $25,000 for the last payment. Do you perhaps have some savings available? We'll repay once Marcus gets his bonus." I was aware Marcus's bonus wasn't arriving. From sector rumors, I'd learned Agro Global was conducting a major review. Someone had been misusing funds for expenses over many months. One of our lead accountants had a connection in Agro Global's ethics department, and the whispers regarding a VP in Marcus's area were detailed enough to concern me. Yet I heard my father's pleading tone, and in spite of it all, I considered Chloe. She remained my sibling. I transferred the funds without identification via a nonprofit entity we use for giving. I instructed the venue to label it a unique sponsor adjustment. Chloe shared it on social media the following day. The cosmos simply recognizes I merit the finest. A $25,000 adjustment because the place adores my style. Ethan viewed the update and sighed. Nora, you're far too kind to them. I only desire one day of family joy, I murmured. One day where they truly notice me. How innocent I was. The wedding day came, accompanied by a tempest, not only the one forming over the sea. The one that had been accumulating within me for 34 years. We reached the venue. Ethan needed to remain in the vehicle for 20 minutes to manage a critical call from our ethics officer, who had just gotten a private alert from our global source, verifying the review findings and identifying Marcus specifically. Thus, I entered by myself. I wore a graceful cream silk dress, not pure white, simply gentle, refined sophistication. My mother greeted me at the entrance. Her expression dropped upon seeing me. Nora, you appear acceptable, but there's an issue. Marcus's CEO chose to come unexpectedly. The ballroom is at full capacity. She hesitated, gazing beyond me as if I was fading. You'll have to take a seat on the outdoor patio where rain is beginning. I noted her point and spotted several portable chairs arranged beneath a dripping awning close to the staff entry. You're serious? Darling, be practical. My father joined from behind her. Marcus's professional future relies on pleasing these individuals. Your relatives, you'll get it. Remain here until speeches end. We'll send out food. I waited under that dripping shelter for an hour. Staff rushed by with platters. Rain dotted the bottom of my gown. I observed through the panes as my relatives smiled and toasted indoors. Then Chloe emerged. She appeared breathtaking, but her gaze was frigid. Nora, why are you here? You're obstructing the staff route. I'm placed where Mom directed, Chloe in the damp. Stop exaggerating. You're fortunate to attend at all. Truthfully, Marcus feared Ethan might chatter about crops to the CEO and humiliate us. She eyed my gown, her mouth twisting. Silk, a little excessive for someone from the fields, isn't it? Before I replied, she lurched ahead. It was the most deliberate action I'd witnessed. The full glass of red in her grasp didn't merely spill, she flung it. The liquid covered my upper body, my midsection, my self-respect in dark, expanding crimson. Oops, she uttered without any regret. Well, now you definitely can't enter. You appear disastrous. She addressed a close guard. Security, please guide this lady to the lot. She's disrupting. I glanced at the glass panels. My parents observed. None intervened. None spoke. They merely turned and departed. I was midway to the parking area, vision blurred by tears, when Ethan's SUV arrived at valet before me. He exited in a fitted dark suit. He noticed me, the damp hair, the stained gown, and his face changed from composed to fierce. Nora, what occurred? I couldn't talk. I merely indicated the hall. Ethan began advancing, but I held his arm. No, I stated. My tone was firmer than anticipated. This is my moment. He regarded me long, then agreed. We approached the primary doors together. The guard blocked. Madam, patio attendees, step aside. It emerged from me like from a different person, one tired of obscurity. He stepped. We entered the hall as Marcus was in his speech, glass lifted, discussing achievement and elite networks. Silence fell. 200 guests stared at the stained woman. I instructed you to go. My mother hurried over. Stop, you're causing chaos. You'll destroy Marcus's evening. Yet another approached us, a mature man in dark blue suit. I knew him from trade publications. Richard Calloway, head of Agro Global. His gaze fixed on Ethan initially. Ethan Whitfield, I've attempted contacting your team for days. Didn't know you'd attend. I saw Marcus pale, but I spoke first. He's not here professionally, Mr. Calloway. My words echoed in the quiet space. He's present as my spouse, and my relatives decided seating me outdoors in the downpour was fitting to avoid shaming them before guests like you. Calloway's brows lifted. Marcus advanced, perspiring heavily. Nora, dear, it's a mix-up. Is it? I moved closer. The stain still dripped to the floor. Is it a mix-up that the $25,000 rescuing this event was from me? The unnamed adjustment my sister boasted about, murmurs spread, or the studies you referenced for your advancement last period, Marcus, on Earth renewal and yield improvement? I grinned. I authored them, each line. You claimed my efforts as yours. Calloway faced Marcus gradually. You assured the directors it was your creation. A joint effort, Marcus stuttered. She's overstating. I possess the originals, I noted, dated, stored, multiply. Plus more, I faced Ethan. He passed the documents from his drive. This audit summary, I announced, raising it. Details $40,000 in false claims over 18 months, linked to your senior VP. I eyed Chloe. Funded this stylish event. Chloe yelled, false, my spouse is accomplished. Your spouse is dishonest, I replied, and you're cruel. And parents, I faced my mother, Ashen. They selected their preferred child long ago. Tonight it cost them all. Calloway accepted the documents. No words needed. His glare to Marcus sufficed. He phoned, directing staff to involve legal and personnel immediately. Ethan spoke. I planned sealing a partnership with Agro Global Monday, but given your staff's treatment of my wife, I'll consider alternatives. To Marcus, no need to report Monday. Belongings will be packed. My father grasped Ethan's arm. Boy, discuss this. Family. Ethan eyed the hand distastefully. Family shares the table, Frank, not banishes daughters to damp ground. I held Ethan's hand. Depart. Exiting, music halted. Catering head declared final payment reversed by donor. Without my funds, agreement invalid. Chloe's event ended abruptly, but the surprise followed. 2 days on, my mother arrived at our true residence, the modern home with expansive windows and private pond. She'd obtained the address via Marcus's files pre-firing, from Agro Global's supplier records noting Ridgecrest HQ. No apology. She brought demands. Since you devastated Chloe, she stated, greedily eyeing our land, at minimum cover Marcus's debts. Refuse and media hears. I'll portray Ethan as ruthless tycoon ruining relatives for amusement. I regarded her, no rage left. Nothing, proceed mother, she hesitated, but no, I retrieved patio cameras. System from Ethan's firm. Full recording, spill, degradation, you observing and leaving. I neared, media sees no tyrant. Sees a parent ignoring daughter's public shame, then demanding payment days later. She whitened, departed silently. No contact since. Recently, Chloe and Marcus reside in parents' lower level. Marcus faces suit for misappropriation. Chloe sells bridal items online for legal fees. Ethan and I return to research, to Earth, as true growth avoids foundations of deception. If you reach the end, gratitude, it touches deeply. If you've been hidden away, made to feel insignificant, this is yours. Value isn't an assigned seat. It's in who you are unseen. Comment your location. I review all. Next tale soon. Remain resilient. Quick reward for finishing. If growth excites you like me, explore audiobooks. Exclusive Audible offer. First month free. Over 500,000 options, no charge. Link in description. Grab it. Thank you for watching my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more real-life stories, get more experiences.